Okay, we are recording. Hey, everybody, there's Miss Nora. This is Kayla Strowman, who you can hardly see right now walking through my house. I'm a Wild Tree director here. If you're new to our calls and you're in Carissa's org or my org, we'll explain that in a second. I'll let Carissa explain that. But just so you guys know a little bit about me, I'm married to my husband, Nate. My son, Macaulay, is with me tonight. He's 2.5. Today is his 2.5 birthday, actually, 2.5-year-old birthday. And then my yellow lab, Miss Pfeiffer's here, and she's been in her kennel all night because she was very naughty and barked at me earlier tonight. So that's a little bit about me. Work from home and all this crazy and wouldn't want anything else in the world. And really quick, happy birthday to Jess Huffman, who today is her actual birthday, not her half birthday. Thanks for calling, Jess. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, Carissa? Am I just not
sorry? I'm trying to tag somebody for our team meeting. Yes, I am Carissa Perzo. I'm a leader here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I just walked in my door. This is the first time I've been home all day today, and I have Nora with me who has to sit on top of my desk, and she'll probably start banging on my computer pretty soon. But yeah, did you want me to
tell them who you are and how we're partnered? Why are we on this call together?
Oh, Kayla and I are partner. We do these team calls once a month. So at 8 o'clock, normally we do a newbie call. Just with schedules and things like that, we posted a recording that we did. But we like to do these team calls once a month together because we feel like a couple of heads are better than one, and coming together and collaborating and hearing other ideas and what's working, what's not working, and doing like training tips. It's great because a lot of us just, a lot of us know each other, but a lot of us don't know each other. But it's a great way to get to know people outside of who's just in your team and really network and branch out outside of, your inner circle of your organization. So we do these once a month, and we just think it's great. I mean, I know that I get a lot of information from these, and I like seeing all your beautiful faces as well. It looks like we have a lot of children on tonight.
Yeah, we have a lot on. So I'm going to get started, Carissa, if it's okay. And then if anybody has questions, please ask right away. Like, just unmute yourself and interrupt until you get through. But if you're not talking, can you all just mute your lines? You guys know I'm a crazy conference call lady with this. You're not muted, like somebody's not muted now. Every time that you make a noise, the camera switches to you and we can hear you. So just for recording's sake, if you can mute your line, but then you're welcome to talk. Thank you. I just saw whoever just muted. I do want to know who's all on, so we're going to give you guys a chance. I'm going to go turbo fast, and Carissa is going to jump in and help me as I miss things. This is actually a very good quiz for me because I've only been with Wild Tree 4 years out of the almost 22 years we've been in business. And the things I know are probably not even as awesome as some of the more history things Carissa knows. But tonight's training topic for about 15 minutes is going to be on products, the background of our company, so you can make sure you know what you're talking about when you're out there, kind of size of our company, logistics, why we want your help to grow it. And then we'll open up the call the rest of the time for anybody's questions or any other things that you guys need Carissa's brain, my brain, or any of the amazing leaders or reps on this call. It doesn't have to be me or Carissa talking or training on this. So really quick, Wild Tree was founded by Leslie Monti, if you don't know that. And she has taken a back seat as far as running the business. But for the first 21 years, essentially, Carissa, tell me if I'm wrong in that. I got to find my camera so I can see you here. Hold on. Okay, I can see your face. Am I right in that, Carissa? For the first 21 years almost, she ran the show basically with her family, and her parents were the people helping her run it. And so you guys, this is good practice for me. And she focused back then on safe mealtime solutions, seasonings, and things for her family because her children, 2 of the 3, tell me if I'm wrong, Carissa. Good. Okay. 2 of the 3 had severe food allergies, like red food dye number whatever, let's say, and they couldn't have gluten and they couldn't have dairy. So Leslie started making these blends, and what I've been told, Carissa, add, because I just saw you on mute, so add in.
Yeah. So her son was born with a heart disease. So he was born with a heart disease. I think it's called Kawasaki disease. It's really uncommon at birth. So he had this really weird heart issue when he was born. And then Leslie used to tell the story that she came back from, or he was in kindergarten, and the teacher had called him and said, "Hey, I've noticed that your child has a lot of energy, has a lot of added extra energy, and there's some things that we're noticing or whatever." And this is back in the 80s, so this is before all these other things that come about now. But so she just kind of like took action with that and noticed like his behavior with the food dyes and things like that. So she omitted those. Well, then he had ADHD and things like that. So the medication that they wanted to give him, he couldn't have. Like there was like something in it that he could not have. So she literally just started making things from scratch for him. And then her daughter has diabetes, and she still has diabetes. But so yeah, 2 kids with severe food allergies. So going to the grocery store back in the 80s and ripping open a box of whatever was on the shelf just wasn't an option for her. And actually, a little fun fact, her very first blend that she made was the hearty spaghetti sauce blend. And let me tell you, when I tell people that at like my parties and stuff, they think that's like so cool. They're like, "Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite products." And that was literally her first blend that she made in her kitchen. And she's I don't know if Kayla said this, single. She's single mom, pharmaceutical mom. So living with I think she was living with her parents, or her parents were living with her, because her parents were very much involved with her when she started making these blends. And then her neighbors wanted them, and then her family wanted the blends, and then she went to farmers markets and they wanted the blends, and she had no inkling to like make a business out of this at all. And Julie Belanger, who's no longer with the company, actually was the first person that went up to her at a fair and said, "Do you do parties?" And Leslie said, "Hell no, I don't do parties." And Julie's like, "Well, if you ever decide to do parties, give me a call." And she wrote her name down on a paper bag and gave it to Leslie. And then after that weekend, she had 20 other people that asked her if she did parties. And she's like, "Yep, I do parties." So she just started going to people's houses with this huge like box, like this like wooden box thing with blends in it. And she would just open it up and talk about it. People loved it.
I actually, in my team page, I have a picture of the wood box. So search Leslie's name and you'll be able to see it. I shared it last year. Jess, when you and I didn't get to go out to the home office, they shared those pictures. So that was 2 years ago now, right? Oh my gosh, crazy. But I did share it then when it was shared. Something that I want to add in that Carissa doesn't really know. Some of you I've gotten to talk to this week, or I personally messaged you because this was so touching. But Carissa, can you really quickly tell what are the 3 kids' names? Do you know Leslie's? I always forget.
I know. Brittany is one.
Yeah.
Brittany, and I think she only has 2 kids. Brittany?
No, 3.
No, I think only 2. Brittany, and what's the guy's name? Darling, help me out. What is her son's name? Why am I having he married our old registered dietitian. He married Sarah. What's his name? Matt? No. I can't think. She only has 2 kids. And then I think her step.
She definitely has another kid. I'm positive. We just talked about the director retreat, but maybe could it be like a half child or something?
Maybe.
Or somebody, I don't know. I don't ask a lot of questions because honestly I don't like to pry into people's lives, but we'll Google that and find that out for you guys. But something that's so interesting is at director retreat, Mike, who is our COO, and then Henry Bedford is our CEO, if you do not know that or understand that. Mike told a story about being in the home office back when he was little, and he was, I think he said he was 7 years old, Carissa. Is that right? Oh, am I froze or am I okay? Okay, sorry, Macaulay's laughing a ton. Tina, shake your head, or Jess, can you hear me okay? Okay, just making sure because everybody got quiet. Carissa went off. But Mike was telling a story this weekend how he was about 7 years old is what he remembers. And I've never heard this story before, so maybe everybody else has. Carissa, you've been here longer. But he was saying that he was hand binding catalogs. at 7 years old, and it never seemed like work when it came to Wild Tree. Like when people in his life spoke about Wild Tree as a 7-year-old, he saw it as this really cool thing. Everybody did. Like they worked in this like spice plant and they like hand bound these catalogs. So can you just imagine when Marlene started Wild Tree? Gosh, is she here 15 years now? She's a Wild Tree director. She said there was no catalogs. There wasn't even a brochure to give to people. There literally were these individual little baggies that hung on a like hanger thing. Okay, you guys get it. I don't have to go into detail, but basically it was sketchy. There was no catalog. And when she called in, she went to a vendor event. There was a sign up in Florida that said now hiring. She was like, I want to do this. It was home office staff at the time that was set up at the vendor event. And they were like, okay, perfect. Come back tomorrow and we'll get you signed up. Marlene thought she was being hired by like a company to sell spices. So when she showed up, she's like, why do you still have the now hiring sign up? Like, I'm going to join. And they were like, no, Marlene, this is like direct sales. You're going to sell these spices and you're going to keep hiring people. Long story short, she obviously figured it out because she's the director. But she literally called that day to the home office and was like, okay, so I'm selling these spices. What happens if I run out? How do I even know what's available? And then the home office staff laughed and said, it's probably time for us to get a book. So anyway, Mike at 7 years old bound catalogs. And he said if he would have ever in his wildest dreams imagined standing in that room in Nashville on Saturday afternoon, it was a farewell. The meeting was over and he was closing us out. And looking at 19 of us directors, I think that's how many could come to Nashville this last weekend. If he would have ever imagined in his wildest dreams that would be the company, like he would have gone in there even more chipper, he said, skipping all the way to bind catalogs. He had no idea that would be his future and this would be his job and that he'd get to work with incredible people. And he wasn't just saying this about us directors. He was saying it actually more so about the people on the field, you guys selling the products. Like that's the mission Leslie and her like the family heartfelt feel here. That's what she's left behind, like her legacy. And I just want you to know, even though Henry Bedford runs how many other companies in the Southwestern family, and even though Mike is a busy man, and many of you maybe have even spoke to him without knowing it on the phone because he's really in charge of shipping and operations, they treat each one of us in their minds, we matter to them. Like our families matter. We're just important and we are a family business. And I just took that away from Nashville and thought how perfect that I get to share that on this call. So you guys would understand a little bit about who we are. We are small. We are only about 6,000 to 7,000 active reps right now. We're having a great recruiting month and May was great, you guys. It was up. But honestly, we're so small. It's just, that's the bottom line. We're small. And we are looking to double this year our sales force so that when you walk into a party or Tina's doing a Facebook party or Dawn's at a vendor event, we don't spend 25 minutes every time a person walks up to our booth trying to tell them what Wild Tree is. We want them to know what it is, just like Unique Mascara, right? Or LuLaRoe leggings, those damn taco leggings. Like they actually have them with tacos on. But we want them to know who we are. So that's what we really wanted to share tonight is the background so you could understand just a little bit about Leslie. And Carissa, what else am I missing? You know a lot more than me. Where is she?
No, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I mean, just really helping people with those, with the allergies and like, you know, we've come such a long way from like now we're like a solution. Where in the beginning we were a solution, but it was more just like a need for people that couldn't have certain things at the grocery store, you know?
Right, for sure. And what we also wanted to talk about tonight for everybody that's on is then, okay, so what do you do with this? Like, you obviously joined because of one or many things. You wanted a business opportunity, or you wanted a discount on products, or you'd been to mine, Carissa's, or somebody else's in our organization's parties, and you loved the concept of workshops, whatever it is. Maybe you joined because you saw an opportunity on Facebook and jumped in. I mean, I don't know. There could be 1,000 reasons, whether it be money, the products, whatever. But how do you go out and best use what we have here and not worry about what like Unique Makeup has or LuLaRoe has and build a business? So Carissa, I had a quick help, McCully. Do you want to just talk through a little bit about using our products?
Yeah. So, well, when you first joined Wild Tree, we talked a little bit about like using social media as one of the top 10 like to-dos, is use social media to your advantage. So breaking open your kit. Sorry, buddy. Breaking open your kit, showing people what's in your kit, what you're most excited about, cooking with it. I know there's so many people on here that are so great about snapping their, shake picture or their tacos or whatever. Like, it just becomes a habit now. Like, even my husband, if I'm not home, he'll be like, snap a picture and send it to me and be like, oh, I thought maybe you'd want this picture for your recipe club or whatever. So it's like, you just become a habit of, you snap all your pictures, all your food pictures. And you know what? I think that is like, she's being something else right now. I think that is like a huge tool for us, is that being a product of the product. We talk about it all the time, but I know there's a handful of you that don't ever share Wild Tree via Facebook or text message or in person when you're at the ball field or soccer practice or whatever. So that was one thing that Kayla and I talked about a lot. Like, I think even Kayla has a really strong recruiting. She's a really strong recruiter. And I think it's because she talks about what Wild Tree does for herself, for her and her family, and people are attracted to that. And I think, you can sell a lot more on social media when you're sharing, not just like selling to people, if that makes sense. Like, oh, book a party, who wants to book a party, who wants to host, who wants to join my team, who wants to join, oh, and here's my tacos. You know what I mean?
Yes. So Carissa, can I build on that? So You guys, something that I really like, Chris and I, the reason we set this call in June, and you might be thinking like, gosh, it's double hostess credit. Shouldn't we be talking about that or the new summer sippers or the Father's Day bundle or something else for our team meeting this month? But we had this epiphany the last couple months that we feel like most of the time where I'm getting any kind of result, whether it's food, recruiting, a new party booked, a referral from someone, whatever you consider a win for the day, it's coming, you guys, from a place of understanding that when Leslie stood out there at those first little farmers markets or vendory type events with her little bags of seasonings, she was just looking to make a buck for her family. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we are all looking to do? But at the same time, her heart was 100% behind the products. So when I sometimes coach you, like lead with the opportunity or lead with the booking, it's not because I want you to not realize what you hold in your hand when it comes to a jar of sweet plum barbecue or a basil pesto sauce. But I want you to realize that if you don't get behind that and fully believe it, then that's when you're never going to go anywhere. If you do, then you can talk about a booking or talk about the business opportunity and people will believe you. I think sometimes people see Carissa in Mind Results or any one of our leaders in our orgs or whatever, and you're wondering, well, I just can't do that, or I can't work that much, or whatever it is that maybe you have is like your doubt or your fear or your hesitation to dive into goals deeper. And I'm going to tell you right now, honestly, what most of it is just the pure consistency that when people see me, they see that most of the time I don't retake a photo. My life is what it is. And most of the time I share my real life dinner. We love to go out to eat, you guys. If you know Nate and I, our hobby is taking McCully around the state to new restaurants, but I still eat Wild Tree out of 21 meals a week, at least 19. At least. So I just want you guys, like on this call, to ask questions if you have them. Really use the product and be a product of the product. And don't be afraid to be real and vulnerable on social media with what you know. And that is that we weren't founded to make people rich. I'm going to use a shampoo as an example. I'm not going to say a brand name, but you may know what I'm talking about. I buy a certain shampoo and it's a lot of money. I'm going to tell you right now, that company is advertising big about making people, basically it's like a get rich thing, but they're working countless hours without a real passion and mission behind the bottle. I would rather 100 times over, and Chris and I have talked about this, and I know most of you feel this way, I would rather represent something I believe is affordable for everyone, consumable, and really serves a purpose, whether it's an allergen need, a menu planning need, whatever it is. So if you feel that way, remember that when you're having conversations. Get out there and talk to people at the baseball game. Post your meal on social media. Know Leslie's story so you can share it, or at least so you can think about it when you're walking into a party, like, I'm going to make Leslie proud tonight, or I'm going to make our current CEO and COO
proud. I'm a part of something really big here with Wild Tree. It's not just your average company. And again, some of you might be here for millions of dollars, which we love. Like you guys, if you know me, I'm totally in this for the income. But at the end of the day, I still think every one of us would say that the reason we picked this company is mentorship and the history and the opportunity here. So that's all I have, Carissa, on this topic. Do you have more?
Sorry, I had to go.
Macaulay, it's bedtime. Done now.
No, I think it's great because a lot of people I've seen on like other companies on social media or whatever, like, that, like you were talking about the shampoo, it's like a get rich quick or whatever, they might not ever use it. I mean, there's Nu Skin that's out there. Those people might not even use the toothpaste, but they're just out there making money off a product they have no idea what it is. I feel like a lot of my personal success is from people that are like, you know what, your stuff is real. Like, you're a real person. You said you take pictures with like paper plates and plastic red Solo cups, and you drink wine out of, whatever sippy cups. Just kidding. But just, it's real and it's authentic. And I even had someone say that today, like, everything you share is just, it's you, but you're using something that you really believe in, and that's super powerful. And I can do that, like some people are saying that, like, I can do what you're doing. Like, it's easy. I already love the product. Why can't, it's a huge recruiting tool too, not even just sales. Like, don't think of it just as, I want to make, $500 this week in sales. Like, that's a huge recruiting piece because you're making it look easy and duplicatable, and you're using the product. Like, and be consistent too. Please be consistent. I know everyone's busy and you have, a bazillion things going on during the week. Everybody does, but just be consistent every single day in your recipe club, on your personal page, whatever, private messaging.
Yeah, I want to quick say something, Carissa, and then we got to open it up so we don't take up all the time. What Carissa just said when she said, yeah, lots of companies are out there and they're posting like making millions, and they might not even be using the product. I also want you guys to realize most of them aren't making the money that Carissa and I make. We have sit-down conversations with people. I'm very active in the world. And again, I don't just do Wild Tree for the money, but if you are here for money, know that you're not missing out on something else. The grass is not greener. You came here for a purpose. So we wanted tonight's call to be to empower you. Use your products. If you don't like the 10 recipes in the workshop kit that you were thinking about trying, fine, make 6 of them and then use the other products that are left over to make other recipes. Like, we want to empower you tonight to use products. And if you're not going to cook at home for a day, it's okay to post yourself out at a restaurant. That is totally fine. If you're not going to cook at home for like a week, you probably should steal some recipes from mine or Carissa's Recipe Club and post a couple of them. Because you do need to be consistent or people just won't believe it. And always just start it with recipe share. Didn't cook at home tonight or whatever. But that consistency piece in the products is huge. Okay, unmute yourselves. Who has comments, thoughts, experience with this or extra things they want to add about what works for them when they talk about the products or whatever, or just questions in general? I wanted to make sure we left enough time that we could have some conversation.
Hey, and can I just add to it? This is something, well, this is actually not even, well, it is related to this. So this is just something I'd love to add with, you know how we use everything, we talk about products and we share about products and stuff. One thing I've noticed, some of my other direct selling friends, so we all have usually like a card, like our Wild Tree card that we get paid on. I'm just going to use this Starbucks card, for instance. So we all get like money goes on to something, right? Every month when it gets direct deposit. I've noticed a lot of girls like covering this up, covering up their numbers and just like putting a little blurb like, hey, it was payday. So happy for this little card. It paid for my mortgage. It paid for my car payment. It paid for us to go to this park and get ice cream or whatever. Like, I feel like that's really powerful. I don't know. I'm with Wild Tree, obviously, but I see a lot of my friends just, sharing little things like that. And then all their friends, like within the company, commenting like, this is a great opportunity. This is so great. Like that can be a huge recruiting piece just by sharing something like that. I don't know. I found that really, and another one I saw was they had a check written out to themselves. So one girl had it like a $5,000 check, and she's like, I will have this cashed by September 1st or whatever with my side hustle. You know, I'm posting it for everyone to hold me accountable and know that this company is something I believe in and I love the products. I don't know. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was something worth doing too and putting it out there, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think a huge part of what I do is I'm just real about what, like today, I get to go to the pool. So I had a play date this morning, then home for lunch, then to the pool, then we did a 2-mile workout with 60, jumping jacks and lunges and whatever. And you might think, why does that matter? Because there's someone in your network that's feeling super unhappy in her life. Super unhappy. And so we just want you guys to be empowered on this call that it's not just about booking a party, although parties are where it's at. It's not just about posting on social media alone. You got to believe in the products like Leslie did. It's not just about thinking that, well, I'm not a good recruiter. I mean, I see names on here, Dawn and Jessica Huffman and others. You guys are fabulous recruiters. You are. You're capable. And with an amazing product line like what Leslie created, like we just want to empower you that this is like you picked the right company. You are in the right thing. I mean, you guys are successful people and capable and intelligent and beautiful women. Like use that. Okay, now seriously, someone needs to talk so it's not just Chris and I because we get sick of hearing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Liz.
Okay, so after I started looking at the catalog, I want like half of the book.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? Your wish list is probably pages long, right?
Yes.
Love it. Thank you for saying that. And it's good to have a wish list too, Carissa. Did you have that back in the day where like every month you were trying to get new freebies and stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Me too.
$100 worth.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome, Liz. Thank you for sharing. Who else?
Oh, and I wanted to quick share that with the ranch steak rub, I think that's what it's called, yeah.
Yep, Rancher.
I used that the other night to season my meat for my homemade beef lo mein. And I still got to post that recipe, well, like the actual recipe in the thing on my group, but yeah.
Yay! Yeah, real life too. I saw that, Liz. I actually saw that post. Those posts get the most likes and the most comments because it's your real kitchen. They see your stovetop and they're like, oh my gosh, if Liz did it, I can do it. And not saying that you're a bad cook, just meaning people are like, if she can do it with kiddos, like I can hear your kiddos in the background, then I can do it too. Like she's busy and I can do this. So way to go. That's awesome.
And I'll post that recipe in the team page in case someone else wants to make it.
That would be wonderful. Tina's awfully quiet. Tina's holding a baby too. Jess, birthday girl. Dawn, anyone have anything that we can help with for month end or something to add to social media or product use?
Sorry for my background noise. I have two of my kiddos up, obviously. I found out today that I started up another Facebook party for someone, and she actually had a good handful of people that have never joined in on a Facebook party. So when I went live and did my video, this, I will not even kid you, was my first time going live for any of the Wild Tree stuff that I had no anxiety or stress about going live for, just for whatever. Like, it was really weird. It just, I don't know why, but it felt really good.
That's awesome.
And it helped to explain to the certain handful of people just kind of how it would work and, you know, what to expect, what they could expect. That's
awesome. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the more you're just like, whatever. Because, I mean, there's a lot of people that are like, so, I don't know what they're going to think about me. I don't want them to, you know, I don't want anybody to hop on. I just want them to watch the replay. But, you know, it just brings it back to, like Kayla said in the beginning, why do you do this? Why is it important to you? And like I said to my sister-in-law who went live the other day because she was scared out of her mind, and I said, who the F cares what anybody thinks? You believe in this? It's done amazing for your family over the last 5 years. Who cares? If they don't want to watch it, then scroll. Like, you know?
It's funny you say that because those are my exact words that my husband told me. He's like, Tina, you need to stop thinking what other people think. And those were his words was, who gives?
She agrees.
I just want to say Wild Tree
agrees.
people make the cutest children. I'm not biased at all, but I mean, I'm serious. All your children, like Dawn's out at the beach well, they weren't at the beach. They were on her like deck, I think, right, Dawn, having a snack or something. I'm like, can you please stop it right now? And then little Nora and all the babies in the world, Wild Tree people make the cutest babies. There, I said it. It's on recording. Whatever Troutman says is real life. So it's permanent. It's official.
That's funny.
Anyone else? You guys, thank you for those insights. And Tina, great job on the videos. Actually, I want to give a shout out to Carissa's team in general and a little poo-poo, except Jess Huffman, you get a gold star in this same thing. But Carissa, your guys' team has been killing it, actually. I've noticed on social media sharing perks about the business. Dawn, that was a post I think you shared that I was just talking about why you Wild Tree with your kiddos. And I've been so wowed. I think, Tina, you just had one with a gift card or something, I think. Like, your guys' posts have been so good. And, Jess, yours today with Starbucks was awesome. So thank you guys for that, because that makes us feel good as your coaches, and it makes people attracted to you.
Yeah. Seriously, show that shit off. I mean, you earned it. You know, don't keep. I know, like, Tina sent me, like, this really nice message. I was like, get out there and share that. Like, you know, you know, don't hide it. Don't hide anything. Don't be afraid or scared or whatever. I was having a conversation with one of the slugger moms last night at Bay Beach, and she's all interested in Wild Tree now, and she wants a catalog, and we're going to talk and all this. And I'm like, hey, you know, just random. Who else has something? Like something that might be working really well for them? Maybe some more traction that you get, or if you agree. Kayla, you're on mute. I don't know what you're saying.
I said, oh shit. And then I said, but you probably could read my lips. And then I said, can everybody please look up and smile? Make yourself look good if you care what you look like, okay? Everyone look good. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Where am I? Oh, wait, I gotta look down. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Do it one more time. Okay, thank you. That's all. Okay. Done. I'll tag you all. Is that Liz? Is Liz's number 0155?
Some people already hopped off, I know.
Well, they're not getting credit for being on. You have to stay till the end or you don't get the credit for being on. We should do like a point system.
That was my number, Jessica.
Oh, Jessica.
Allman.
Got it. We got it. Thank you. I want to tag whoever's, and if not your friend Carissa, you'll tag them in, right? I'll do a post. Anything else? I don't want to keep anybody. If you need to go, you truly can go. I was kidding. Even if you can jump on 15 minutes for team calls. Tina thinks I'm funny. Dawn once in a while laughs at me. My team thinks I'm funny. If you're watching the play.
I love that you're so honest. That's what gets me. You don't care. I just love it.
I don't care. Ask Carissa.
Nope.
Oh, Jessica Huffman just said, I think effing A is what she just said. I think I read that on her lips. Yep, she did say that. I was right. Is everyone on this screen coming to Denver? Except for Jess. She can't. She's in a wedding.
I know. Dawn can't either. She's got a wedding too.
Oh, that's right, Dawn. You can't either. Well, you two can wallow in each other's self-pity together. So, actually, we'll start a little group for our teams of those that can't come so we don't completely bog down our team page, and we'll fill you guys in specifically. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, that is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be blowing up the team page anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we'll post things on the team page too, but sometimes it's nice if you would have invested in conference normally. I think it's really great to, like Jess Huffman would, you would, Dawn. It's nice to perk of like some insider information. I'm so
freak out with the system because I heard Sonara talking about it in one of the leader calls. She's gonna freak out, Dawn. You are gonna be like, oh my gosh.
I told my team, and this to Carissa too, I'm not blowing any of the secrets I know. For the first time ever in my life, I'm going to hold it all in, even though it's killing me. Ask Jess, I have not blown anything. But in order to help compensate, I've been telling my non-Wild Tree friends all the things that are going to come out. Like, they don't give two shits. But today at a play date, I'm like, guess what's changing? And she's like, okay. I'm like, no, this is a big deal. She doesn't care. But I can't tell you guys, and I have to tell somebody. It's all bottled up in there. So there we go. Not telling you. Nothing. I haven't told Carissa anything.
Nope.
It's going to wreck the surprise. I want to blow the lid off of the room that we're in at conference, so I'm not speaking any secrets. Plus, I don't want to get fired. It's kind of not a secret that I have a big mouth. I don't think they'd fire me, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, they all know when secrets leak who leaked them. It's not a surprise.
I have a question. How come we haven't been having the Sunday business builder calls?
A little mistake, a little confusion.
Okay.
Get them running again. And that was just over the course of time, Sonara was always in charge of them because she created. And then corporate kind of, you know what happens when one person thinks, and nobody, Hendricks, am I probably saying that wrong, Carissa? Donna, is that her name? I don't know her name. She was up to do the call this last, didn't get to them. And that's what it is. Just so you guys know, it's volunteers of us, reps in the field. So, oh, it looks like I'm still talking. Am I frozen? Am I unfrozen?
You're not frozen.
Oh, I'm not frozen. Never mind. It just is really weird delay. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have less than a minute, so it's going to end. I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for calling in. I'll tag you in a fun photo in a minute after I put Macaulay to bed. Peace and love. Go rock your Junes.
Peace and love.
Thank you. Peace and love. I should have done that. I should have done like everybody make the best face ever. Next month.